Welcome back to another episode of the NJ1ST podcast. My name is Ryan McDonald. Make sure to like this video. It'll help with the algorithm. Leave a comment as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, also over on Rumble, the free speech platform, the NJ1ST podcast. NJ1ST on Twitter and Facebook. As of today, Democrats have 277,000 votes already casted statewide. Republicans, got to give them credit, 103,000 already casted. This is early in-person voting and also vote by mail returns and absentee ballot, but they're basically the same, vote by mail, absentee ballot returns. Independents, 63,815. It's getting close to the Republicans, but the return rate amongst Republicans and Democrats is pretty much even, and this information comes from Ryan Dubicki. You can follow him over on Twitter. He has spreadsheets upon spreadsheets every day, uploading the data, probably from the Board of Elections on the county level. And you can get great information there. Follow Ryan McDonald USA on Twitter, X as well. And news out of New Jersey just coming out is Hersh Singh for president. He suspended his presidential campaign, so didn't last very long at all. And he said he's going to back President Trump. Good for him, I suppose, but what was he thinking? What was he doing? And he still hasn't run for a statewide position. He makes one think. I don't know. If you missed it, James O'Keefe is still in New Jersey. This time he's knocking on doors, and this time it's towards the Republicans. So top WinRed donor in New Jersey gave $154,000 to the NJGOP. Get the hell out of here. Okay, so let's find out who this is.
Did you donate 8,000 times?
I cannot even. Even if it were true, why is that an issue?
Well, it doesn't seem possible that you donated that many times.
You're right. It doesn't, so that's actually disturbing.
We're investigative reporters. We're just trying to figure out there's some fraud happening. This is your name on the FEC website.
I can't imagine that I did that. That's like impossible.
That's impossible.
It's impossible.
My name is James O'Keefe. Have you heard of that before?
Yes, I have.
You've heard of James O'Keefe?
Yes, wait. James O'Keefe.
Come in?
I want to come in.
Yeah, I'd come in, yeah. There's this data that we looked at from this man in Wisconsin who compiled all the FEC data, and your name in New Jersey was the top one. You remember our Act Blue story from March about tons of mysterious cash being funneled into Democratic campaigns by unwitting donors? Well, we just learned that the Republican counterpart to Act Blue, WinRed, is apparently in on it too. Data we obtained from the Federal Election Commission seems to suggest that countless unwitting campaign donors are giving huge amounts of money to various candidates, but they're doing it in thousands of small transactions spread throughout the year. But what exactly are they hiding? We decided to pay a visit to the most active political donor in the state of New Jersey, according to Federal Election Commission data, to try to figure out what's going on. This retired education administrator told me she gives a few bucks here and there to WinRed a couple of times a month. There's this data that we looked at from this man in Wisconsin who compiled all the FEC data, and your name in New Jersey was the top one. Listen to this. The FEC says Alexandra Gina gave $75,000 last year, donating a total of 10,355 times. They say in 2021 she gave $61,000 to candidates in 5,700 separate donations. So far this year, the FEC says Gina has given $16,798 in 2,486 separate donations. What does the FEC say she's donated in the past 3 years? Just over $154,000. But Gina denies this. How many times do you think you've donated? Is it 100 times? Is it 20 times? Is it just order of magnitude? Did you donate 30 times in 2 days?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It gets weirder. On May 21st of this year, FEC data seemed to indicate that Ms. Gina apparently gave 3 separate Republican causes a donation of 5 cents apiece.
Those are small. In terms of the number of donations, yes, they are separate, but they're part of one solicitation.
We reached out to a number of people and didn't get many answers. We tried WinRed, we tried the head of WinRed, we tried the FEC in Washington, but neither would explain these discrepancies or where the money is actually coming from. In fact, no one really wanted to talk about it at all. It sounds like WinRed and Act Blue are attributing thousands of dollars in contributions to unwitting donors and funneling them to political campaigns in multiple micro donations spread throughout the year. Alexandra Gina, who seems to be a victim of the scheme, calls this mind-boggling.
But it is disturbing because it's mind-boggling that it should be that much.
Yeah, I hardly believe her. There's definitely like nefarious and foul play going on there on her part. She even kind of admitted it in some of the things that she was saying when she was responding to him. So this thing happens on both sides. She could have easily just given someone permission to use it, or herself doesn't even know what's going on with her own finances, it sounds like, and people just run the money. You know, it looks like a nice place in the back. But how about that, huh? You need great look, Republicans, great look. I've never given to a Republican or Democrat. I've never given to a political candidate ever. So I actually, and there's actually been jobs offered to me for Shirley Mayakusik and Nick D'Agostino, a guy who slanders me, and I get 10% of whatever I fundraise from them. And this was from a pastor, by the way. Money and greed, will ruin people, and it just makes you not want to be a part of any of it. I usually tell people to donate your time and your volunteer effort, activism before you do your money. But for Dana Weffer, that's someone you can donate your money to right now if you really want to help. I'm sure people know her, but let me tell you a little bit about her. She needs at least $5,000 to proceed with her litigation. And what has she done already? Let me show you on her website. Skenzie versus Murphy. 4 fully vaccinated nurses were fired from their jobs at Hunterdon Medical Center because they chose not to take the booster. 2 of those nurses were injured by the first series of shots. 1 nurse was pregnant at the time she was fired, awaiting a decision in the Third Circuit. So you can help her. Not for that case, but that's one that it's still awaiting. Another case is Gothel Wright versus Murphy, Chief Justice Rabiner and Judge Glenn Grant. In this suit, 26 teachers, school nurses, bus drivers, state auditors, judiciary staff, and are challenging Executive Order 253 from Governor Murphy. It mandated medical tests, so they had to take all their tests over and over in order to work. So it forced workers to undergo weekly medical testing in violation of the Fourth Amendment. This is a woman, Dana Weffer, who is honorable, noble, someone who, I will reach in my pockets and throw $10, $25, $50 even, who knows? I haven't done it yet. I'll do it at the end of me talking right here. But this is the suit that you'll be helping if you donate your money. Smith versus Biden, challenging President Biden's Executive Order 14042 and 14043, the federal employee mandate and the federal contractor mandate. It was fully briefed and waiting for Third Circuit rule mid-December 2021. In May of 2023, this year, the government moved to dismiss it as moot. So her case got dismissed. Smith versus Biden. That's with Chris Smith, the congressman. She's working with him versus Biden, going after Biden with the vax mandates that they had for federal employees. So in 2023, it was dismissed, but we can keep pushing forward. And it describes more of it in the Give, Send, Go right here. Specifically, we are filing a petition for certiorari challenging the dismissal as moot because there are ongoing harms from the mandate and challenging the mandates as violating the 14th Amendment right to liberty, the right to refuse medical treatment. So we still have those mandates for Rutgers, Montclair State University. You have to get these vaxes and maybe even boosters, I'm not sure, in order to go there. In federal employee jobs, I'm not sure. I know that the Army, the Jeff Van Drew, was able to get the military not to have vaxes. I'm not sure about the federal employees. I'm sure it's still with Biden. That's what this Chris Smith versus Biden, and Dana Weffer is working with Chris Smith, I believe. So, here's the Give, Send, Go, and I'll include the URL in the comments of this YouTube and Rumble video. 2,663. She's looking for 5,000. So let's get that 5,000. Next up, New Jersey Monitor. Civil rights group sues New Jersey to stop secret storage, use of baby blood spots. Now, I'm not a father. God willing, someday I get to be, but this is an interesting article. Let's get into it. After Erica Jedniak gave birth to her only child in 2021, she tried to opt out of the heel prick test. Now I remember. Hospitals routinely do on newborns to detect disease. Now, she and her husband Jeremiah are 2 lead plaintiffs in a new federal class action lawsuit against the state of New Jersey that accuses state health officials of violating millions of babies' and parents' constitutional rights by secretly storing the blood spots in a creepy database without their informed consent. More than 100,000 babies are born each year in New Jersey, meaning the state has stockpiled millions of blood spots because this program has been in effect for almost a decade. Yet a handout is given to parents after they have a newborn. It's actually right here. And nowhere on that handout does it say that you can opt out and not take it. It doesn't say that there's any choice to this prick test that will inevitably make sure that your DNA of your child is in a storage facility forever. And I just want to come up to the New Jersey abortion statistics and find that there's about 50,000 as of 2020, 50,000 abortions every year. And you're telling me that there's 100,000 babies born each year? So for every 2 babies born, there's 1 that's killed? This secret storage sparked an uproar last year after the State Office of Public Defender discovered the state police used a newborn blood spot to charge the child's father in a 1996 crime. And so I looked up that 1996 crime that it's referencing, and it's a rape charge, a rape conviction. And they were able to convict him by using his son's blood spot. So I'm assuming there was a rape victim, there was DNA on that rape victim, and that rape victim's DNA matched the son's blood spot, so it confirmed that that person, not the son, couldn't be in that time and place, probably wasn't even born at that time and place when the crime took place. So it was an interesting read nonetheless. The goal of the Oprah lawsuit was just to learn more about how often the state was allowing prosecutors to access blood spots behind parents' back. So there is a 14th Amendment or 4th Amendment constitutional right claim there, and it's a parental right issue as well. People were commenting saying, if parental right activists don't even mention this, I mean, come on. But it made a rapist go to jail, actually, so it's a double-edged sword, I guess. We're going to get into some Republican votes in New Jersey, or lack thereof votes in the NJGOP. Here's the Reproductive Health Information Hub. It is a website for abortion. They call it health, reproductive health, and that's okay that they call it that, but it's abortion, okay? And it is resources for them to safely go through with abortion. The problem is, how did we get here? So here is the Assembly, NJGOP, Trenton. Here is this swamp. Let's listen.
Third reading final passes. Senate Bill 3275 requires establishment of new state website with information on rights related to and health benefits coverage for reproductive health care services.
Assemblywoman Sumter.
Mr. Speaker, I move the bill.
Assemblywoman Sumter moves the bill. Assemblyman Weber.
The bill?
On the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The majority doesn't seem to miss an opportunity to talk about what they euphemize as reproductive rights. Of course, everyone knows that this is a website to promote the Murphy administration's agenda on abortion and spreading abortion across the state. We've talked about this issue many times in the last year, certainly since the Dobbs decision came down. We know that, unfortunately, 1 in every 3 pregnancies in New Jersey ends in the womb. When this issue comes up, I think it bears repeating. Abortion is the leading cause of death in New Jersey, and it is entirely preventable. And yet, the Murphy administration and the Democrats in this chamber want to somehow advertise it and expand access to this so-called health care procedure. Regardless of that, if we're going to do this website, we're going to talk about how to find access to abortion and promote that. Can we also put on this website how women can find access to adoption services? Can we say that if abortion is a valid choice, can we also say adoption is a valid choice? I mean, if choice is the watchword of the left, if choice is the watchword of progressive, if choice is why you're doing this website, then let's give women of New Jersey a full choice. Let's give them a real choice. Let's let them find out about adoption in the same place where you'd put abortion services. Why not? I'm going to move to return S 3275 to second reading for purposes of amendment. The amendment would be to require that this website that would be established by the bill contain information on the benefits of adoption and offering links and resources, financial and otherwise, for new and single mothers and pregnant women who wish to give birth to their children. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to table the motion. Majority Leader Green will rise to table the motion. Is there a second? Speaker Pro Tem Wemberly seconds. All those in favor of the motion to table signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please open the machine for a roll call vote on the motion to table. Madam Clerk, please close the machine. Take a tally.
Mr. Speaker, motion to table has received 42 votes in the affirmative, 31 in the negative, and 0 abstentions.
Got to give it to Jay Weber there. Admirable on his part, but oh my gosh, who would vote against adoption on the website? We're going to have to look into these votes. Tabled a motion. So who wanted to table the motion to vote on whether or not have adoption included in the website? Who said no? Let's not even vote on it. Deanne DeFuccio, Republican. Kim Muellner, Republican. Marilyn Papirno, Republican. 3 Republicans didn't even vote to have the chance to have a vote for adoption into it. That's interesting. So who just voted for the abortion website anyway without the adoption? You know, they didn't have the adoption and they just wanted the abortion website anyway. Deanne DeFuccio didn't vote. John DeMaio didn't vote either on the adoption website. He didn't care to have an opinion. Interesting. Beth Ann Patrick McCarthy, who is Ed Durr's running mate, I believe, down there, or at least on his team. She didn't want to vote, and that's okay that they have these opinions. Beth Sawyer did not want to vote. Kim Muellner voted yes. The hell? Kim Muellner voted yes for the Republican, or as a Republican for the abortion website. But again, it's reproductive health in their eyes, so, I mean, she's voting in the way of a feminist, I believe, right? Pro-choice. But did not vote on the adoption. She did not vote on the adoption amendment. And her counterpart, Marilyn Papirno, that's Legislative District 11, I believe, for Republicans, voted yes for this reproductive health or abortion website. All the other Republicans voted no. Some didn't vote at all. You know, right there, right here is Deanne DeFuccio. Christopher DeFil, no, he voted no. Robert Clifton did not vote, so they didn't vote for this abortion website, but there's people who voted yes, and that was just Kim Muellner and Marilyn Papirno. Let's see if there's any other Republicans. Kevin Rooney, I think that's a Republican right there. Kevin Rooney is a Republican, so you can't not getting away with it. Kevin Rooney, Marilyn Papirno, Nancy Munoz voted yes for the abortion website. Michelle Mastikoukias, or whatever, Republican with John Bramnick, voted yes. Did John Bramnick vote yes? Let's check. Yes, John Bramnick voted yes. Lastly, Ørsted's offshore wind farms have been canceled. Although it's great news, again, how did we get here? Let's see. The NJ GOP Senate, it's 9:30 p.m. Remember, they were down in Trenton, had to work long hours day after day and do their job of fighting the Democrats. Well, here's a comment from King of the Rock. He is just a rare breed Jersey conservative, believes in God, family, and the greatest country in the world, USA. Fighting the idiocracy of Jersey Dems daily. But you know what? We have a dysfunction in Republicans, too. Arrojo, who is now retiring, Senator Arrojo, right here in the center, is a sellout to Murphy and Offshore Wind. Now, why? Why would he say that? And right here, Doug Steinhardt, as well, abstaining was very disappointing. What is he talking about? Let's look into it. You might be more familiar with this picture of all the Democrats in the Senate of Trenton, you know, that voted with Murphy and Ørsted and gave all of our money to the offshore wind project. Okay, so this went around. They voted yes on S4019. You come to the NJ legislature, look that up. It comes to an identical bill, S4019, identical bill A5651. So how did it get out of the Senate committee? And right here you'll see Declan O'Scanlan voted no. Steinhardt abstained. Interesting. So he's abstained. Michael Testa voted no. Arrojo voted yes. What the? So Arrojo voted yes for it to get out of the committee. Steinhardt abstained. So once it was out of the committee, it went to here. Where the third final passage of the Senate voted on it. Okay. Steve Arrojo voted no after he got backlash. Okay, I'm telling you, he got backlash after pushing it through. Right here, 6/30/2023 is when they voted on it. But in committee, it was 627. So 3 days later, he got so much backlash that for voting this out of the committee that he actually voted no on the final passage of it. He voted no right here. Orojo voted no. Okay, but we still have Steinhardt right here, brand new Doug Steinhardt to the Senate, not voting. He did not vote on Orsted's, I believe, subsidies from New Jersey taxpayers, to be honest. And the reason people think he voted no, I don't know. I have to ask him if I ever see him. I'm from the county he's at, and he's never reached out his hand to me. But I think just because of, his past allegations of being partners with a Democrat political boss in his law firm. He also now has allegations of being partners with someone in Orsted. So that's why it was against his, it was a conflict of interest for him to vote either yes or no. So he voted not voting and abstained on the vote to get it out of the committee. That's interesting. I don't know if that's true, but I'll definitely be asking. Yep. Thank you for watching this episode of the NJ1ST podcast. Make sure to subscribe on all social medias. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the good ones. I'm going to have a couple more guests on. Thanks for watching, guys.